Top to morning, ladies. My name is Chess, and welcome to the What If Zuko Had the Powers of Destroyers? I was gonna name it Chaos, but then I was like, well, yeah, do like a combination of Destroyer and the Chaos and all that stuff. So, this is the ultimate version. It's a custom power. So, that I'm giving him. Of course, he's still quirkless. Nothing changes there. But his, like, is 2 or 3 powers. Is like, 2 of them is commandments from, like, the 10 commandments. But these ones, those 2 are special ones. Trust is 1, and strength is 2. Commandment of truth, or no, I meant commandment of trust. If you make a deal with yourself, or make a deal with someone, and you have that activated, if they don't do it, or if they don't, like, do what they supposed to, then it will activate, like, do a countdown. Then everyone that's associated with it, like, if it was the villains that, like Shiraki-san, then everybody, like, in his group, and including other villains, would be in constant pain, and then all the way to, like, their deaths. But if they keep their promise, they get 20 days or 20 years of greatest luck in the world. But if they, like, double cross the, like, try to override the deal, it obliterates them, no matter if you're mortal or non-mortal. So, yeah. And I'm also throwing in Zumi. The little sister of Zuko's. So, let's begin. Sorry about that. And he also has the infinity power too. So when I say powers, it's just like his quirk, but it's permanently bonded to his own, like, skeleton, like his own being. So, yeah. So, Zuko and Zumi were, like, when they were born, and they went to a quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor looked at Zumi first, like always, and he tells her that she has a fire manipulation quirk. But when he looks over at Zuko, he says, sorry, Zuko, you don't have a quirk. As he was immediately was, like, sad. Like, he's literally, like, shocked. So, yeah. Nin or Zuko or no in or when they leave the like doctor's office, they decide to of course Asashi says let's abandon Quirkless as one, and then okay as Inko didn't have a second thought, so she ends up agreeing with him. And they got rid of Zuko and like put him on a side of the road. So yeah, so Zuko was he well, like when after like of course when he sees his parents left him, he started to tear up even more as after they left him, and he walks or he's been wandering around and people are making fun of him for being quirkless, like until one day his power really showed as someone actually says to Zuko that he needs to die. As when he like said that, Zuko went full on tears as the person that said like was a villain, as when a tornado activate or when he had so many emotions, so the tornado activated and spirits came out looking like dragons, and they start attacking everyone in a range of his powers, and like caused the weather to like changed from like a sunny day to absolute rain. As he starts, or it's like he's still like tearing up as All Might and everybody that sees a cloud out, they are like shocked. As yeah, basically the thunder strokes so hard that even like buildings were exploding. As he starts, or his heart thing, because how much sadness he is in, it absolutely destroyed everything that he's trying to. As All Might shows up, like he sees Zuko crying, or seeing this kid crying, as All Might, as one of the villains says, that boy's too powerful without a quirk. But how is that possible? As he starts tearing up more and more, and clouds were forming. And like surrounding the entire, like half of a planet. and in like rain, as Zuko is crying so hard, as All Might like jumps through the tornado, grabs Zuko, like hugs him, as he says, "No need to fear, I am here." As he like wipes his tears, as the clouds were dispersing, the ones that he made, as he it kind of looked like that, but with like clouds all over the planet. So yeah. So then All Might took him onto a building and tells him that you can be a hero with all that power, or with that power. Our Zuko, or young Zuko, or young man. So he says that power, as All Might asked, what was that quirk that you used? And Zuko says, that's not a quirk. That is I'm quirkless. As All Might knows that he's quirkless, so he ends up telling Zuko that you can become a hero with all that power at. But what was that power, by the way? As Zuko says, I have no idea. One day I'll. So, yeah. He's been, like, bullied around so many times. He's been, like, went all supernova. So, yeah. So, All Might says to Zuko that he should join UA. As Zuko starts training him to using his powers. And his trust power activated when Zuko, or when All Might says, I promise you that you will make a great hero. Okay? And I'll get you prepared for it. As he kept his promise for a very long time. So now, in like once it got done, All Might's wound on his stomach when he fell asleep thing, it healed like super fast. Like, as All Might couldn't feel it. So, yeah. The Zuko, who, as All Might needs, was like, and then put some whipped cream, or like, cream on my side. And when he lifted his shirt up, he sees it's nothing there. Like, totally healed. Like, it's like someone just used their time quirk when he was sleeping to reverse the damage on his side. So, as he. So, when he was 15, he joins UA exam. As he starts using like his when he was sleeping in the alleyways away from everybody, then his third power came up, was infinity. So yeah, he controlled reality. So now it was each one activated at different days. So yeah, like 1 day, 2 day, and then 3 days. Then he has them all activated. So he ends up using his infinity powers to stop the robots, and he was really high intelligence. So he was done faster, like super fast than anyone. Like he could be like wrote down every word perfectly, and he was done before everyone got done, way before. So he sleeps in the corner as they see some random blanket just fell out off the roof and covers him as Mr. Izawa's like is like, well, this kid has more her like he's way faster than anyone. Maybe it's his time or his quirk. No, it says quirkless. Well, I don't mind. But with this, as Eraser had got told by All Might that don't let him get sad. He might end up destroying the entire fake city. As Zuko, when he against robots, he got the highest scores. But when he saw Ochako's was under some rubble, he starts and all for or like the 0 pointer was gonna come and crush her. He starts tearing up as he starts to cry as the tornado was so powerful that even the 0 pointer's entire body just got lifted to it. And then the dragons starts attacking that 0 pointer with such like flames, like starts or with such rain that they even thought first they were like, "Ooh, that's cool." That someone, and then when they saw his crying and his tornado attack, they went, "Oh crud, run!" As they all start running, as Mr. Aizawa and Nezu and All Might and like pro heroes, they see how powerful Zuko's, like, when he is in the saddest mood in the world. As he says, she'll be okay, she'll be okay. As he calms himself down. As it went back. As he ends up, like, Momo is a little bit terrified. Because with that much power at his disposal, and she read, like, when she accidentally ran into, like read his files, she saw he was quirkless. But she's asking herself, why does a quirkless kid like him has this much power at his fingertips? This world's just such a mystery to us. As, yeah, when everybody that saw it, like, Toga ends up feeling kind of bad for Zuko, so she ends up walking to him and asking him to be her friend. So he says, sure. As long as you don't call me powerless or quirkless or something like bad. Okay? As they all, like, invite him in. So, yeah, Zuko is basically they all care about him. If he was ever in a sad mood, they try to keep him calm, keep him happy, kind. If they, so yeah. So I'm skipping the ball throw. And yeah, Zumi went back to her house. And she's also good friends with Momo Irozu. Oh? So, yeah, when she asks Zumi about him, as I really haven't met him. As when Zuko, when Zumi told Inko about it, so she's like, maybe he just has a quirk. As they think, or he thinks that, or she thinks that maybe it's just some kid with a quirk that hooks up to his emotions. But when Zumi says, okay, and yeah, next time, so I'm skipping the dodgeball, the ball throw and, like, heroes versus villains. And now USJ, they get on a bus. As they start talking about, like, what their quirks and powers things, what they can do, or quirks, as They ask the others except for Zuko, as he says, huh. Okay. As no one actually, or everyone forgot about him. And when they show up to USJ, they walked in, and Zuko, who turned like he, as everyone is freaking out, like, okay, be calm, be calm. And Zuko is literally trying to stay calm, but it can't be handled. So he ends up turning into like, or actually, Zuko, was when he heard the word dead, he starts tearing up as Eraserhead looks at him like, uh-oh. 13, we need to go. Take the students and run now. As they all like ran right out. As Zuko, was sadness, it caused a wormhole thing, like the giantest tornado in the world's biggest history. Yeah, and the creature, or like rain dragon things, comes out and starts attacking everything. Like every villain, Ellen, they couldn't stand him. So they ended up, or that rain also killed the Nomu. Without a, like, they see destruction as Bakugo is like yelling to get back in. And Ochako sees, like, as she looks up and she sees a giant tornado that's bigger than anything that she's ever seen. So, yeah. The tornado went from, like, ground down, like underground, all the way to our solar system. Or, like, so he ends up, or like, all the way to the satellite dish. And he starts, and Mr. Aizawa says to them that this is why that Zuko is he lacks quirks, but mix it up with his own powers. This is his power storm. When he gets sad, too sad to that, then as All Might and the pro heroes, like All Might and Endeavor, everyone came in, or came around, as Shiraki sends, like, sees Zuko's true powers, as Zuko, or he and, or Shiraki says, Kirigiri, it's time for us to leave. As right before he says leave, he gets blasted by the water dragon, hits him right in the chest, sending him flying backwards into a wall. And yeah, he ends up he was on the news of this young man, and as as ever, Momo sees his hours, as she knows that the strongest powers that she could think of is like All Might's quirk, but it's not even coming close to like Zuko's powers. Like nothing can. He even passed Symbol of Peace's powers. As they try to walk up um to him. Like Toga tried to get his attention. And yeah. They even try to calm him down. Like Endeavor flies up to him. Or actually All Might flew up to him and just straight up tackles him again, like gives him a hug. As he calms down a lot. So he told All Might that one of us said that word, that DIE word, and it triggered. As All Might says, "You're okay." And who said that? As he points to, like, one of the people. As All Might picks them up and tells him that as Toga couldn't believe that much power, as she asks Mr. Aizawa's, and what power does he have? Well, based off of his file, he has 3 powers: commandment of trust, commandment of strength, and the infinity power. As they couldn't believe that Zuko is the strongest, powerfulest person without a quirk in history. As they couldn't believe it. So yeah, I'm. So they were being friendly to them, or to him, because they know he has a lot of negative. He is just like Aries. Because Aries had a lot of like getting like her skin things, and she gets like everything. So yeah, Zuko ends up so yeah. So the sports festival goes a little bit different than the canon. Just a little. At a fight one. So yeah. So or not Razorhead. Yeah. Or Razorhead told the purple dude, don't like threaten or try to threaten Zuko. As he says, I'll just see his power. As or actually, Zuko won like against Todoroki and the tree girl and Zuko, who used reality or like space to teleport or Ochako to the recovery girls. Girls. And yeah, Zuko was so and Bakugo wins all 3 rounds and then or like 1, 2, 3. Now between Bakugo and Zuko, so Bakugo really wants to see his power up close and personal. So he tells Zuko that. As Zuko says, okay, as Bakugo ends up um, laying, they begin as Bakugo starts things off with calling him quirkless and prepare to die kind. And Zuko, whose power activated fully, so yeah, he basically like activated a tornado that's bigger than the entire like thing. As yeah, then the creature starts attacking Bakugo and the audience as they they all start running away from Zuko's as as Bakugo got told by All Might and Nezu that if he hears that word Nai again, then he'll be or like he'll down to class 1B. As Todoroki sees that much power at Zuko's fingertips, and yeah, he basically if he said something about Zuk or that word, he could have got it on the same thing. But it was Bakugo that said it at USJ. So, yeah, they still see his monster, or like, they ended up, like, something match. As All Might buffs up, went and, like, told Zuko that I'll make sure that you're bringing some headphones for you to listen to some music. Okay? So, yeah. Inko was watching the USJ, or no, the Orange Festival. She sees her son that she abandoned against Bakugo, and when they see his power, man, she starts tearing up. Shashi came in. He sees his like son's true powers as yeah. So I'm skipping the time or time skip thing. So I skip the internships. And I also skip the camp park. And yeah, Zuko actually, like, after USJ thing, All for One says that power, it must be a quirk. No one ever wields that much power without a quirk. As a doctor says, oh, there's only one person. The one that you see on your screen. The one is Zuko Midoriya. His power can never be like controlled by any normal person without hit the quirk. But some reason his power only listens to his. As All for One says, Zuko Midoriya. Well, he will be because he can handle that much power at the fingertips. He can store power inside of his own body. Just imagine how powerful he really gets when I like have my quirk into his body. He will, or I will, have his power. As, yes, they kidnapped him. As Shiraki-sen says, it's good to see you after it's been since a long time from the USJ. So please, make yourself comfortable. My master wants your power because you're too strong to wield or hold such this power without a quirk. Just so yeah. So Zuko is, as everyone is looking around for him. Like, I mean everybody. Pro heroes, students are looking around for him because if his powers falls into wrong hands, it's all over for everybody. So, yeah. As All Might remembers that only wait for him to really pinpoint his location if he starts crying. So, as he looks at Pussycat thing and tells her what the plan is, send a word, or send this, you are dead, kind, to him. As All Might, or they said, or sure, yeah, because it's his words. If someone says that to him, it activates his crying ability, the one that destroyed. You're crazy. As just do it. As she sends right to Zuko's brain. As Zuko hears those 3 words, you are dead. As he starts crying, and as a tornado comes out of nowhere, as All Might says, bingo. As they go Oh, and of course the like these things starts attacking those villains, and like he starts destroying the buildings after buildings as everybody, they all care about him because they know that at with that much power without a quirk is like some of them are trying to wrap their brains around it. As Zuko, who's has a quirk, or he has powers, but he has a quirk that's only to them. But the quirk is instant combustion. So yeah, all for one, hun, 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 and against All Might. All Might is down on the ground, but Zuko tries to like get that image, so he starts tearing up again, and he starts making a bigger, like bigger tornado, like, and the creatures start attacking All for One, and yeah, All for One was dead, like because his he also had a combine powers. He can combine certain powers. So as yeah, Zuko or so All for One like died as as Zuko calms down. Um, as he's as All Might and or actually yeah, All Might was shocked, but he also knows that Zuko can become the world's greatest powerful. So yeah, All Might, or actually one day some random villain or like took Zuko and says that you are the just a kid with this much power. You should be dead. As he ends up crying and the like it turns into that, and he ends up destroying the most of the city. Like Zuko's like it was so like now powerful that not even All Might could even punch through it anymore. So Inko was walking with Zumi, then she sees that as Inko and Nasashi walks or no, Inko walks up to him and tells him that Zuko, oh, I, I know you're still in there, but please, I'm here. As All Might, or as he or Zuko turns around and he sees his own mother, as as Dashi told, or actually, Sashi felt super bad because he didn't even know that Zuko had this much power. So she ends up walking to US or to UA to try to talk to Zuko, but Zuko was right there, so she ends up walking towards him. And she ends up walking and tells him that he needs to come back to us. As Zuko, you know, was like still tearing up because he's still like he still has those memories of them just abandoning him. As he says, as that you abandoned or me because I was quirkless. As Zuko still cries. As Inko says, we made a mistake of letting, or we abandoned you. Just please understand. And that. As Zuko starts to calm down now, and Zumi, he walks over, and she says, yeah, they didn't want to have like a quirklessness, but we they didn't know that you had so much power inside you who who so we all make mistakes. So yeah, Zuko ends up like stopped crying and like he starts like landing back, and he like he straight up hugs his mother and his sister. And yeah. So yeah, they are now back to a happy family, and yeah. So they went on a mission together. As Ochako is like, huh, is this your girlfriend? Like he asked Zuko if, as he says, or says, ew, no, this is my sister. As she, at first she was like, okay, wait, Zumi is your sister? As she's blushing, she couldn't believe that his, like, his own sister was actually her classmate. As Momo, oh, said to Zumi that I didn't know that you had a brother. Other Zumi. Well, the it's been a long time, so yeah. So they were so between Ochako and Momo, they still want Zuko, but they are wondering about his crying or his power of like storms. Like hit that power. But so they asked Zuko about his power. Like, what is it? As Zuko says, well, my powers are I have three different powers that could work together. The first one is commandment of trust. It is a broken thing, but it still works. Like if you try to promise me, or like if I promise, or if you promise me something, then if you keep up your part, you get like 2 years of greatest luck that you even have. As Momo is wants that. And the single one is commandment of strength. It it's like a person's like body enhancement quirk, like say someone else's, can be added to like making them feel or make them weak, but also makes me stronger. As as so yeah, they had a classmate, that yellow guy. He, he demonstrates it. As he became, or Zuko, who, when he activated it, the guy that was riding his bus, that guy feels like weaker than, or like looked like skin and bones. Like he looks like All Might when he's buffed down. So yeah. So then, um, so th- as they looked at Zuko for singing, they see him buffed up. As that, most of the girls, like every girl that saw him, um, they actually ended up getting a nosebleeds out of it. And so, as, oh, Chaco's like, huh. Except for Zuku's sister. So, yeah. And then, what else? Oh, yes. He also said the third power is infinity. I can do basically 6 things, or 6 parts to my aim group, or to that one power. Each group represents like different stuff. As Momo wants to know all 6 of them. As he says, well, Soul, the one that you saw, like every time I cry, those like dragon things comes out. That's my soul power. Basically allows me to do that. Time allows me to, or my time part of my power can slow time down, or even pause time and freeze time, and like everything. Basically, and reality allows me to do the same thing like what you do, Momo, but I can do it to my surroundings. As he goes ahead and changes the tables, as into something like fluffy table, like bouncy. So yeah, he basically turned it into a balloon. As and my mind power, he explains a lot of things to them, and thank goodness this is the end. Actually, thank goodness. So peace out.